In the Séance at Blake Manor, a missing person investigation quickly turns to the sinister and the paranormal. We must investigate clues, connect evidence, and crack this case before the worst comes to pass.
Mr. Ward!
I'll waste no time, as there's none for wasting. I write from Blake Manor in Connemara. Yesterday a guest went missing. A young woman named Evelyn Deane. Everyone here carries on as if nothing has happened. She has not left. Of that I am sure. This envelope contains £200. Please, sir, accept this money and come quick, for I fear she's not long for this world. A further £300 will be paid out if you find her alive. I know the west of Ireland might well be the far side of the world for its distance from you. There's no one else to turn to. I hear you are an honourable man, a steadfast investigator, and, perhaps most importantly, godly. I pray for the girl that this is true.
So we're in Ireland. It's October 29th, so almost Halloween. We start on Friday.
Evelyn Deane.
Something immediately that jumped out at me in that intro was like, they're paying him £500 to investigate, which is like, in 1800s Ireland, that sounds like a lot of money to pay someone, right? So it's like, is the person asking him to investigate very rich? Like, is that a clue we need to be paying attention to?
Daughter of the slumlord, Rupert Deane. I wonder if my employer hired me because of my past with her father.
Yeah, there is some past we don't yet know about.
Or maybe they don't know of her father's involvement in my brother's death.
Okay. Getting more and more
I
serious.
suppose that too will become clear in time.
Because of course, for extra mystery, we don't know who hired us, right? Someone just sends us a letter and we're like, right away, could not possibly be a trap. And here it is, the spooky manor itself. Of course, the weather is great for this sort of stuff. And we've got our first spooky encounter right away.
Is somebody there?
Yep, she's disappeared in the murder of crows. The washerwoman. I am seeing things. The lateness of the hour and the long day of travel must have my nerves on edge. Still, perhaps I will ask. So we've got our records that we store and we can examine for our investigation. So you have this washerwoman we just saw washing clothes in the fountain. That's not where you wash your clothes. We can also just take a look at the letter that we've received, but yes, it is what was read out in the intro. We're godly. That's an important thing about us. We have our luggage, we have a map, not very detailed, just to sort of tell you where in Ireland we might be. And we have the photograph of the missing woman. Like, we can't zoom in on anything or anything like that right now. Might be something later on. Okay, let's keep going. So here is the cloth that supposedly the woman was washing. Now, the mechanic in this game is an interesting one in terms of limiting our ability to examine things, is that doing action costs time. So looking at this damn garment will cost us a minute of our time. It's currently 11 and there is some sort of time limitation. This is similar to a mechanic there was also in a game called Minecraft, where yes, basically it means you can't just go and randomly click on things and there won't be enough time to click on everything that's presented to you, right? So you have to make choices based on the information you're gathering, what to investigate. But I think we can spare a minute to look at this haunted dress that was being washed by a ghost. There's something in the fountain when I thought I saw that woman. A shawl? I've got a bad feeling about this place. Oh yeah, pretty sinister if you ask me. Well. There is some sort of statue out there in the grounds. The thunderstorms are really making this place feel spooky. We can take a look at the statue. It will cost us another minute, but it should be fine. A bronze statue of a lady. It is not that old. A few years, perhaps. A dedication to Mary Blake, the Marquis's wife. Though taken from us too soon, she will live on in our hearts and lives through her kind and charitable deeds. Okay, that has added various things to our records. We learned about Mary Blake, the wife of our host, Jonathan Blake. It appears that he's loved his wife, and she has passed recently, so it's information we are able to discuss with people later. So I presume it might be of some importance that we notice, but obviously it's too early to tell what's important, and so I should probably go inside before I spend too much time poking at random things outside. Let's go inside. I should check with the front desk for any information on Miss Deane's whereabouts. So we have until midnight for our first section of the game, where we have to investigate Mrs. Deane's departure. So we've got 58 minutes remaining, but it's not real-time minutes. It depends on our actions, not time. We've got jack-o'-lanterns made of turnips, the original kind, before pumpkins became all the rage, but I don't think we need to be investigating those. There's nobody around. I could ring the reception bell or spend a moment taking in the place first. Yes, let's look around, because if there's no one around, then we can do a little bit of snooping. So we've got our mystery map. Right now the only thing on it is her departure. And we've got a couple things connected to it. So there's evidence and leads that can help us with basically moving along the whole situation. So yes, we have the hiring letter, which we've already heard and read. And yes, we've got the lead where we have to check in to progress the case. Okay, well, before we check in, let's snoop a little bit. Because obviously if there's no one here, then we can take a look at the place without them trying to stop us. So we have some flyers about a grand séance. A grand séance, a gathering of intellects interested in esoteric matters, regardless of sex, color, or creed. Join renowned mystic Carmelia Montovani as she leads us in the most advanced crossing of the veil as yet witnessed by mortal man. No wobbling tables, distant most, or questionable planchets here. See the spirit for yourself, and better yet, speak with it directly. What is going on here? Some attempt to talk with a ghost? This cannot be possible. I have heard of seances before, but always the spirit speaks through a medium, a person or object. Surely all fraudulent and spiritually dubious. What on earth was Evelyn Deane doing here? Her father did not strike me as a spiritual man, nor one who would allow his child stray so far from his side that she could end up here of all places. Who was this woman? Yes, what was she into? He seems to have already formed a picture of her, even though he doesn't know her. He seems to have some links with the family, or a very tragic links with the family. We've got the entertainment schedule. The manager's office. Well, I'm not sure I want to just barge in there. A cloakroom. So entering rooms is free, so we don't have to worry about doing that. We've got crates with some turnips, bunch of coats. Salt bowl? Is that for moisture or for ghosts? Oh, we can listen to the vent. That sounds like a valuable use of our time. Blasted cold. Mr. Hunter had best get on with fixing that window soon. Okay, so that tells us that the window's broken in the manager's office. St. Bridget's Cross? What is that? St. Bridget's Cross. Are one of the staff putting this up around the manor? Is it like a protection thing or something more sinister? Well, we don't know, but we can discuss it with people to find out more. There is the luggage room. Okay. Unsurprisingly, there is luggage in the luggage room. There's also another vent. And something just happened. Oh, a luggage has fallen. Strange occurrences. It might be the atmosphere and the occult talk getting to me, but I'm starting to think I'm seeing some unsettling sights in the old halls. So, a ghost tried to kill us, but had a poor aim. So yes, I was like, something's in this vent. We can't listen to any other conversation, but we can look at it. An ordinary vent, except there seems to be something stuck inside. The grate is fastened firmly to the wall. I can't get it out. Okay, well, we need a screwdriver, that's for sure. And what's with this luggage that tried to kill us? What happened here? Okay, well, that wasn't a good use of our minute. More luggages on various shelves, most of them not interactive. Oh, we've got some trunk that says open. Locked, of course, but there's something about the pattern on that lid. Yes, we have some dot pattern at the top and then some sort of symbol at the front. The way it's pulling me in. I'll have to return here later. Okay, something mysterious and sinister is inside this trunk, but we have to learn how to open it through some magical ways, perhaps, perchance. Well, that was somewhat valuable. At least we know we have things we want to return to and discover further. That's a sign about the Séance, but it looks very much like the leaflet, so we probably don't need to read that again. The atrium is locked. Okay, well, can't get in there. So the final room we have is the telegraph room. There's a faint smell of burnt paper in the air in here. Okay, someone's been burning something. We've got pictures of plants. I'm just like, free pictures of objects arranged like that on the wall. I'm like, is this a clue to some puzzle? Should I take a note? I've been playing too many escape room manor games where I'm immediately like, what's happening? Okay, we've got some paper and desk and envelopes. Okay, opening the desk is free. Okay, just like paper and writing supplies. Nothing looks like it's an actual text, it's just empty stuff. We've got a newspaper and we've got a bunch of books. Okay, well, newspaper might let us learn about the world a little bit more. Defenders of the national education system highlight that in the 60 years since it was established, we have seen an increase in the national literacy rates, resulting in an almost 86th literacy rate. Okay, so it's good, people are learning to read and write. However, detractors of the program point out that the rise in these figures is heavily impacted by both the death toll of the famine and the resultant mass emigration, both which affect the poorer parts of society more than the richer, more educated ones. Okay, so one of them are like, we're teaching kids so more people can read and write, and the other one's like, no, it's just that all the poor people died or left the country, and that's why we're left with more of people that can read and write. Furthermore, census data indicates a high volume of citizens, especially women, who can read but not write, a distinction not accounted for in the previously mentioned figure of 86%. Taking these elements into account, it is fair to say that literacy rates, especially when accounting for both reading and writing, fall well below the stated figure for the average citizen and decline the further from Dublin one gets. Yes, classic discrepancies between the rich and poor areas. Okay, we've got more jack-o'-lantern, fireplaces, paintings. We've got a telegram machine and a voltaic pile battery instructions. This looks like a potential puzzle and 2 pictures of crows. Well, it's only been less than 10 minutes into our hour-long situation. Okay, this vent is... I was like, vent? Would there be more? Oh, I can listen to it, actually. I was like, oh, it's not interactive, but it is. Oh, nothing here. Okay, well, I wasted a minute on the listening to nothing, but yes, it feels like this is the important thing in this room, because there's a telegraph and some battery things, so let's take a look. It seems somebody was trying to follow these instructions. A voltaic battery is built by stacking cells to reach the required voltage output. This diagram shows a voltaic battery with an output of 4 volts. A cell is made up of 2 discs called an anode and a cathode, separated by an electrolyte bridge. Okay, zinc, bridge, copper. Okay, this definitely looks like a puzzle. So what's the required output voltage? So we have the telegram machine that actually says on it needs 6 volts. And we have this battery next to it that is not 6 volts, right? Someone just copied this thing and made a 4-volt battery and that didn't work. So what's up with the telegram? The hotel's primary means of communication with the outside world. The smell of burning is stronger over here. The machine does not seem to be working. So yeah, someone didn't make the battery right because they only made what it said the instructions for the wall vault, but this needs 6 volts and everything got fried and they broke the telegraph. Cool. Nothing in the desk. Well, okay, we've snooped everywhere other than the manager's office. There's more newspapers here. I assume there might be the same as the other one, because obviously they would just have newspapers for the guests and then distribute them around. There's also this entertainment schedule, but not sure we need that yet. And, well, we could try to enter the manager's office, but I'm afraid the manager might be in there, we may get in trouble. But let's see what happens.
What on earth? Who are you?
Yep, he was in there and he's not happy.
My name is Declan Ward. I've come for a room.
Well, you should have rung the bell, Mr. Ward. This area is staff only. Come, let us go to the lobby.
Okay. Well, that's one way to get someone to come see me. Now he's waiting for me here. Mr. Varley.
Now, Mr. Ward, was it?
Yes. I telegrammed ahead.
Oh, but their telegraph machine is broken, so did they even get it?
I see. We did not receive your message, Mr. Ward. Our telegraph machine is broken.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Regardless, I am Vincent Varley, the manager here. We are quite full at present, but we can fit you in. I'll send word that a room should be prepared, and I'll show you to it as soon as is possible. It shall be no later than midnight.
Okay, so the midnight is when our room's gonna be ready, so that's why that's the time limit. For some reason, once we get a room, we're no longer allowed to investigate her leaving or going missing.
But first, we require our guests to sign in, if you would.
Sure. Can I read and write? Analysis mode. We can analyze people, documents, and items. Move the magnifying glass to hand for observation. Okay, so we're gonna, before we sign in, we're gonna snoop on the guest book as well. Miss Deane's signature. Miss Deane signed the registration book a few days ago. There's a lot of names here, all signed in within the last week, more than I thought there'd be. Excluding myself and Miss Deane, there are 17 other currently staying in the hotel, but she's not here anymore. Only one guest has signed with an X, meaning this gathering has an unusually high literacy rates. Okay, that's actually links to that newspaper article we were seeing where, yes, a lot of people can't possibly read and write, especially if they're rich, but one person here cannot. Or they're just pretending they cannot. They're trying to hide something. Person X and a Father Lorcan Sinnott signed in after Miss Deane reportedly went missing. And another thing here. A record of who arrived and departed and when. I noticed Miss Deane did not sign out. Yes, she signed in, but she did not sign out. But supposedly she has left. Okay. Well, that's all observations discovered and therefore we sign in ourselves.
I see you are busy for somewhere so remote, though it seems quiet around here.
The Séance has brought a great many visitors, it's true. Most have retired early to be ready for the weekend ahead.
Or they're doing something sinister in the basement.
Ah, yes, the, Séance. I noticed the Miss Deane's name signing in. Does that happen to be Evelyn Deane?
That seems very not data protection.
It is. Rather it was. I'm afraid she's not staying with us any longer. Were you hoping to meet her?
I was. She's, left already?
She has, yes. Can I help with anything else?
I don't know. Do you know what happened to her? Okay, so we can spend time discussing evidence with people or analyzing them as well. So again, we have to choose wisely what we want to do. I assume just trying everything without having a reason is not gonna go well for us. Even though, yes, I did spend a bunch of time just snooping around, seeing what's what. Yeah, so it wants us to just ask about Evelyn Deane. I'm sorry, did you say Miss Deane departed already? Yes, Tuesday night, perhaps Wednesday morning. Her letter said she had to leave on short notice. Letter? Ah, in truth, she took her luggage and left in the middle of the night. In the morning, we found only a letter and her payment at the front desk. Would that be usual for her? I could not say, sir. This was the first time she stayed here. Okay, so she just came and stayed here for the first time and then she disappeared. And yes, they're just like, yeah, we would just discuss guests and their information. You know, it's 1800s. No one was worried about privacy back then. We can also analyze him. And then we get to make observation about his person. Crack in glasses. They must be difficult to see through. The damage must be recent, or surely he'd have them fixed. I mean, glasses are pretty expensive, so if he doesn't have much money, he may not have the funds to do it. But if they're saying this, then it might indicate that he was in some sort of fight or struggle, and he broke his glasses. Unhappy expression. He looks profoundly displeased. Is it with me or something else? I mean, I just barged into his office and started asking questions. Hand on pocket watch. He keeps checking his pocket watch. He's either pressed for time, ruled by routine, or both. Or something's about to happen. Okay, so we've done that. We could ask him about more things, but right now, that's possibly not what we're gonna do.
I need nothing else, thank you.
I should probably look at what I have in my menu.
Please wait here. The staff will prepare your room, and I'll be back to show you to it shortly. Now, if you will excuse me, with the telegraph machine broken, I have delivery orders to write for the morning. If you need me again, you know how to summon me.
I'm like, I should look in my menu to first see if I have anything that I want to talk about with him before spending time on getting into that conversation. So Miss Deane was here but left. Her date of departure does line up with the letter I received. It would be good to see the letter she left behind. Since my cutoff for investigating is midnight, I should get a move on. Yes, we've already knew that because the game told us before. Okay, we've got detective vision to see what's interactive in the area, although a lot of things are, right? Like fireplaces, it's something you can investigate, and random books and things, so that's why you have to make choices. So we've got our mysteries map expanded now. So yeah, he's unhappy, potentially because the telegraph machine's broken. So yes, we asked about her and we have to find a letter that he mentioned about her leaving. And we've signed her signature in the guest. Well, if there was a letter from her, it's either in this reception area here or in his office, right? So we'll see about that. We can open the reception desk. There is a clipboard in there. Okay, what's in the clipboard? A list of the staff wrote out for the next few days. I've recorded their movements in my timetable in case it proves useful. Okay, we've got information about the staff. Okay, it's in the timetable where we're not yet learned to open the timetable. It's not available to us. I assume we will have it for later. This was the only thing in the desk. Interesting, it will take us a minute to close the desk, so we're just gonna leave it open. Although, now that I think about it, I'm like, oh yeah, because previously we could open things and that was free and close and that was free, but this might be because if he comes out and he's like, you've been snooping, so maybe close it. Yeah? Stay safe. Okay, we've got... actually there are letters in here, but this is like mail for guests, right? This would be room numbers on those little cubbies, and the letters are for the people, and this person is just getting a jack-o'-lantern. So is this person. So I think none of this is gonna be the letter that she left, right? Because she left it to the hotel, not to like a random person. Discs. Oh, is it the things for the battery making? The disc must be a part of the telegraph machine that Mr. Varley was trying to get working. He seemed quite vexed at having to prepare the orders by hand as a result. Maybe if I can assist in this repair, he will warn to me. Yes, okay. I've taken the disc so I can make my own battery and fix this thing, but that's not what I'm trying to find, right? I'm trying to find the letter. Okay, we've got a bunch of books, some toys, another newspaper. I mean, is it the same as the other newspapers? I mean, it's the same newspaper title, but we can check the bin, although it appears empty. Okay, sometimes there are multiple actions on one item, so we can pick one. There is a luggage stand. We can look at it, or we can place something here. I assume our luggage. I'm not sure that's important enough to use a minute of time on. Okay, well, we can fix the telegraph machine now, apparently, so let's see how that goes. So yeah, now we have battery repair available to us. This burned out discs are where the smell in the room is coming from. I'll remove them in case there is any risk of fire. Alright, let's give it a try. I can use this new disc to replace the old ones. Hopefully he's not gonna be mad at us just taking his stuff and playing with it. I need to assemble a battery with the right voltage to power the telegraph machine. Yeah, we've already seen that, yes, this was constructed for 4, but we need 6. It just needs the right number of discs in the right order. Okay, so we've got the copper disc, the zinc disc, and the paper disc, which are the, I assume, the bridge. So we just need to make 6 stacks of copper, bridge, zinc. So we go copper, bridge, zinc. Right, that's a single stack, that's 1 volt. So that's the 4 volt that he previously made, but that's not enough, so we need more, 2 more. And that should be the 6 volts that we need. The battery seems to be working, and the telegraph machine now has a hum to it. I should tell the manager. Okay, we fixed the telegraph machine. I'm sure he will be pleased and not at all suspicious about me stealing his things and playing with them. Let's use the bell this time instead of barging in.
May I be of service, Mr. Ward?
I guess it's to discuss the evidence. I fixed the telegraph machine, or it magically fixed itself, depending on whether you're gonna be mad about it or not.
Your telegraph machine seems to be functional.
Is that so? Mr. Hunter must have slipped in unnoticed and fixed it.
Okay, we're just saying it's just working. I don't know what you're talking about.
Then you'll have to excuse me. I have messages to send ahead of tomorrow. I will be in the telegraph room should you need me. You shouldn't be waiting much longer for your room, I assure you. It will be ready by midnight at the latest.
So we still have 36 minutes to run around and check things out. But does that now mean he's in the telegraph room instead of his office? Yeah. I should add quickly, I don't know how long he'll stay in there. So character locations, points of interest, and rooms can be viewed on the map. We have the map, it shows us where we are, and it shows us where the characters are. They will change position every hour, so be sure to keep an eye on the map. New areas will be added as the manor is explored. So again, it's gonna be based on our interactions advancing time. We don't have to worry about someone just randomly popping out of somewhere while we're just walking around. Interestingly, it's saying the door to the atrium is unlocked, even though it was previously locked. But it says locked. It will be unlocked when the porter arrives, so this map is a lie. Anyway, where we're supposed to be going is the manager's office before he catches us doing this. Okay, so here we have the window that he was talking about being broken, so I assume it's just stuck open. We could climb out of it, but obviously right now we don't care. We've got more flower pictures, skull with a crow on top, like some very beautiful art. Very pleasing hotel decor. There's another bin, and there's actually something in this bin. A letter from a supplier requesting payment for goods delivered here for this event. And I was like, oh, did they sneakily hide the letter in the bin? But did not. There's a coat, a hat box. Well, we're not looking for a hat. Another newspaper. Again, I don't know whether they're all the same or different. Pictures of 5 different bugs. Again, is this a clue for a puzzle? I don't know how deep the puzzles are in this game. In terms of like needing to solve some sort of escape room style puzzles instead of just investigate. Okay, we can open this table, but there's nothing interesting in there. Room rack, so I assume that's room assignments that might be useful. Listing of who is staying in which room. Miss Deane name is not here, but there are only 4 unoccupied rooms. Rooms 2, 7, 15, and 21. One of these must have housed her, yes. So I assume when we can later, we're gonna be snooping in the rooms to figure things out, although they would have been cleaned. Interestingly, there is like a piece of paper kind of left in 15, so that might be a clue that that one was most recently removed. Or it might just be, you know, random art that they made and I'm reading too much into it. We have staff roster. Is that the same as... Yeah, it doesn't cost us any time to look at it, so it might be because it's the same as... what was in the desk. I just heard the sound of like something closing, but that might have just been like the table drawer. He's still in the telegraph room and he shouldn't have moved because it's not been an hour yet. And that's the entertainment schedule again. Well, if it's in here as well, it might be something we want to know about. A list of all guest activities planned for this event. Okay, so it is Friday now, so they already had the welcome luncheon, afternoon tea, and lawn games, bridge game, horse riding, parlor games, archery, cricket, divination with Miss Montalvani, and we missed the carriage tour of the land as well. We didn't arrive on time. So tomorrow there will be a masked ball. There's a masked ball tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. in the ballroom. I assume we will be attending. Silent dinner at 8 p.m. on Sunday. And the grand seance at 9. I assume we're therefore staying for all of this and we're gonna be poking around. Talks held daily in the drawing room, located in the west corridor. Information on talks be posted outside of the room each morning. All something, I assume, as we advanced in the game. Right now we're still in like the tutorial area. Okay, so this is the vent that we were listening through. So it goes to the coach room. I assume no one's there right now, so nothing to listen to. But it could be something that we use in the future where we know someone is in a different room that there's a vent to, and therefore we will use that to snoop on them. There is books in here. Ooh, there's a safe. Well, we don't know a combination for a safe, so I assume no point touching it. Anything in those drawers? Administrative files, nothing of value. Okay. Nothing here. We've got stack of letters on the desk. There's letters from the guests making requests of the hotel for the duration of their stay. Okay, but nothing from the woman we're looking for. Other letters. Mr. Varley mid-draft orders. He's requesting payments. Hold off until after this event is over. They're like, oh, you know, the hotel doesn't have much money and they need this event to go well for the money. Is it because of the payments from the guests, or is it because they're about to kill everyone and steal their money? If I want to determine whether anything suspicious happened to Miss Deane before I retire for the night, then I am running out of time. Okay, well, we're half an hour in, so we're not running out of time yet. Calm down, mister. Calm down. I may know what I'm doing. I assume somewhat of a strategy for this game might be to save often, so that if you've gone off the rails somewhere, you can then reload to fix it. So yeah, there's a bunch of letters here, right? So we're using a minute per inspection. A response to Mr. Varley, who seems to have asked after a child on behalf of a young mother. The letter assures him the child is safe, but is otherwise not forthcoming. Okay, interesting. More mail. Mail to be delivered into town. Nothing here except requests for supplies. Okay, we've got a clipboard. Record of who is in which room. Useful information to have. Okay, but I got that from the other stuff. There's something under it. And a letter under the clipboard, okay. I think this is Miss Deane's departure letter. Of course, like the last thing we touch on his desk. Strange, he must have been examining it when I arrived. It's signed. I wonder, does this match his signature in the signing book? I'm about to vote for no, because that would be, you know, the more suspicious version of events. Are there differences between the signatures? Yes, there are. So this looping on the E seems inconsistent. The loop on the Y, inconsistent. And the loop on the D also inconsistent. The signatures are close, but they do not match. Good thing we're the handwriting analysis expert. Somebody else wrote this letter of hers, but who and why? Has someone staged this? Is she in the basement? You've gathered enough evidence to craft a hypothesis. Evidence provides keywords for each hypothesis. Press 1 to access. Okay. Yes, we've unlocked a bunch of more things in here. And I assume we're about to start solving the case. So now our task is to think. We must think and make a hypothesis. Okay, so here we're going with fill in words. And the words come from the board here. Okay, so I assume that since this is about Miss Deane, that's what this hypothesis is about. So Miss Deane's departure letter, since not really else that fits, is signed by her. No, it's not signed by her. It's forged. Let's consider this. What if? I know what happened here.
So, Miss Deane didn't leave the hotel, and somebody wants us to think that she did. But who? Can I learn anything about the culprit?
Well, we can deduce various things about them. They speak English, yes, but probably does everyone else in here, right? That's the presumed language of use. They can write. Well, we did read about, literacy rates, and we saw that one of the person signed the guest book with an X, which indicates that they cannot write, or that they knew and did know Miss Deane. I don't think it tells us either of those things. So I think the fact that they can write is like the biggest of the things we can deduce here.
Of course. Educating the people over here isn't exactly the Crown's highest priority. As a result, literacy rates are low enough in the west of Ireland.
Yes, as the paper told us, the further away we get from Dublin, the lower they are. So it was actually unusual that most of the guests could write.
The fact that this letter was written at all is a useful clue to the identity of the culprit behind whatever has befallen Miss Deane.
Yes, she did not leave the manor, though somebody wants people to think that she did. We should search the basement. Completing the hypothesis is critical to advancing the mysteries and finding Miss Deane, as each successful hypothesis will reveal facts about the culprit. Information you know about the culprit will appear on the panel to the left. Use it as the story unfolds to eliminate suspects on the screen. For now, it's time to get some rest. So it only took us 34 minutes to get through this first section, which I assume is what we needed to do to pass this checkpoint, and I still did a lot of random snooping and whatever, so there is more than plenty of time to do what you need to do, as long as you're not just indiscriminately going and clicking on everything you see, right? So this is the slots for all the possible suspects we can have, which I assume is everyone who's in this manor. But right now, the only person we know about is Mr. Varley, and we get some summary of information about him. We found things that he wrote, like the orders and the letters, and therefore it proves that he can write. So this information does not exclude him from the suspect list. We also get a count of how many facts we have about them unlocked for what counts towards the investigation, so it tells us whether we know everything about the person that could either include or discount them as a suspect. So yeah, there is some pretty detailed investigation tracking going on here. We're gonna have a lot to find before we've completed this story. Okay. Mr. Varley saying, Mr. Ward, your room is ready. Okay, he's calling out to us, and we're in his office, and he was already not pleased that we went in here the first time around. So I'm now thinking this is where this window situation comes to what's going on, because now he's in the lobby, which means if I exit through the door, he's going to see me and he's going to not be pleased. So I think I should climb out the window, although I am sort of curious to see what happens if I just leave. Like, will he be even more annoyed? But if I just save the game, I can basically test it out and then go back. Mr. Ward, what were you doing in there? Did you repair that machine only to use it to lure me away from my office? Whatever your reason for being there, you may take your bag and leave. Get out! Yes, so I was curious about that, because I was like, What would happen? And it turns out we were evicted because he figured out our ploy to get him out. You failed. You were evicted from Blake Manor. As a result of his actions, 0 of the people in the manor survived. There were 45 hours until the seance. Okay, so yes, if we don't succeed, everyone dies. Yeah? So that's what's at stake here. But yes, I was semi-expecting us to either get in trouble and that maybe block some of our progression, or yeah, something else to happen. So I wanted to see whether, yes, there's like failure states and things like that, because obviously I assume if we run out of time we would also have failed and the game would be like, no, you have to do this again. So that's a good thing to learn about how the game works. But yes, let's go back to the office and just hop out the window, because then we can pretend we were never there. You were just gonna be like, oh yes, I was just outside taking in the fresh air.
Mr. Ward, your room is ready. The porter shall meet us there.
Okay, so we're on our way to our room, but I still got a bunch of time that I did not use up. And actually, I don't even know whether midnight is still a limit for me, right? Because I've solved that first case that they gave me, and that's what I had to do before my room was ready. So can I go snooping around with all my extra time? I know he's watching me, so probably not too snoopy. There's also some strange device on this desk here. Let's take a look. A strange contraption. I wonder what its function is. What is it measuring? Well, I don't know, but I assume we're at some point going to find out. Because it's something to do with the spooky things they're doing here. When we look at Mr. Varley, we get a mystery button. Okay, so that makes the mystery panel just about him. And the various things we've already found out, and the things they want us to do. So the leads we have, and therefore what they want us to do, is investigate his quarters and investigate his office. We did investigate the manager's office, but I guess there might be not everything. Like, there was a safe there that we didn't do anything with. So we may have to sneak in there again later on. And yes, also his quarters. And we get to that through the culprit panel. So yes, for every suspect we will have the sort of set of mystery that we need to investigate. So there might be quite a bit to see. We have the toilets.
Your room awaits you upstairs, Mr. Ward.
Okay, they're like, you can't go anywhere, really?
Your room awaits...
Well, I guess I can at least look at some paintings. He's not gonna stop me from that. Yeah, so that's the family of the manor. And now there's a ghost. Who is that? More spooky apparitions. Where'd she go? Was that a ghost? Get a grip, Declan. You're tired and this place is getting to you. Well. Hauntings. Yes, we've got an entry for the hauntings. Well, we could talk to him and ask him, does he know anything about the hauntings? Well, yes, I'm using my spare time and just clicking on everything since they won't let me go into places. Looks to be lower quality replica of its neighbor. Okay, so this one's good. Fine suit of armor. I wonder if it's seen battle or if it's purely ornamental. I know, but I may have to wear it later to protect myself. I've got a portrait of this dude. Edward Blake, the first Marquis of Deane, the man who built this manor, according to the plaque. Can we go to there? Nope. He's like, where are you going, dude? Go to your room. Here I was hoping all this extra time will let me snoop more, but I guess pictures are my only thing to snoop on. This plaque tells me this is Walter Blake, the Marquis' only child, with his spooky black eyes. Okay, so we get to investigate a few extra things, but they're basically like, nah, you don't get a specific reward for being early by getting to look around at the different areas. Recent drawing of the manor. Fine, I'm going. Can I look at this jack-o'-lantern? Turnips with carved faces and glowing embers placed inside. Horrifying things. And also a fire risk. We've got a lady holding a vase with some symbols, hieroglyphs maybe, which is interesting to me potentially because there was that suitcase in the luggage room that had some symbols on them, so who knows, might be related. Portrait of a woman with dark hair. She's holding an ornate vase that looks to be Egyptian. That's curious. Yeah, rich people just using their money to steal artifacts from other countries. Maybe they just stole the wrong thing and now they're cursed. The plaque reads Lady Wilhelmina Blake. Okay, well, can we go where the ghost was?
This room's yours, sir. Number 4.
Yeah. I'll be with you shortly. I got ghosts to investigate. An hourglass, okay, so we can pass time, I guess. At some points we may be waiting for something to occur at a specific time, and then we can use this to advance the clock. We've
Over here,
got
sir. Room 4.
corridors to other rooms, but again, we're prevented from doing this. We can look or listen at the bedrooms, but again, he's over there, so we probably don't want to be acting too suspicious just yet. The ghost was here, but we can't investigate anything like around here to be like, the ghost. It was here and now it's not. Okay, we've got room plan. Okay, so right now I don't have a map for this area, so I need to collect this because I was like, oh, I collected where people are based on rooms, but I guess not a map. Map of the upper floor. This should be useful for placing which guest is located where. Okay. Oh yeah, so that adds a map, and because I assume we've collected the names before room assignments in the office, we are able to have them placed on that map immediately. Again, I'm still suspicious about room 15, but I assume they want us to check all the empty rooms. We can't even go near room 15 because it's in a separate corridor and we can't access that. So this is all the guests. So this doesn't even give us the quarters for the staff to investigate. Okay, well, let's see about the porter. We can talk to him or we can analyze him.
Well, this is your room, sir.
Yes, it is. You've already said.
Breakfast is served at 9 a.m. in the East Wing Dining Hall.
Nice.
Nice chance to meet your fellow guests, that.
Guests? Why'd you say it like that? Are they not guests? Are they ghosts?
Anyway, sleep well and all that.
And all that. What sort of customer service is this? And all that. Okay, can we analyze you? What you got? Sunken red eyes. His eyes are red as if something is irritating them. He's got allergies. Use that against him. Unusual Celtic cross. A Celtic cross, though it seems somewhat different to many I've seen. And his gloves? Shaky hands. He seems to be suffering from some kind of tremor. Or he's just scared of the ghosts. And that's everything about him. So does he go on our suspect list? Not right now. Or not at all, we'll see. Okay, we've got a bunch of more pictures of like scenery. Oh, there's a statue here. Edward Blake, the founder of Blake Manor. His outstretched hand makes him almost Christ-like, though he was anything but a savior figure. Okay, well then, that's us told. But yes, it seems all we got to do with our extra time was just look at some pictures because they won't leave us alone. They're just like, go to your room. Like, are they gonna leave now that I've gone to my room? Are they gonna be like, okay, he's gone, we can go? I won't be able to do much else tonight. I should rest. Tomorrow will be a long day. Okay, so saving time on this kind of tutorial first investigation doesn't give you all that much because they force you to go to the room and then you can't leave. So I was hoping it was gonna be a bonus, but I guess you're sort of divided into some mini chapters in the game, and then you can't save too much time between them. Okay, anything hidden in the room? Got a book in the nightstand, a guide to local flora and fauna, though the locale in question seems to be in the north of England. Okay, yeah, they're not very local since we're in Ireland. Got a rug, it's under the bed. Oh, it's like a footstool. I thought it may have been a box of some sort, but no, it's just a footstool. You can look at the rug. Anything in the dressing table? Nope. A gramophone, fine gramophone. Not the kind of a thing I was expecting to find in my room. Stranger still, it does not come with any recordings. Well, maybe we have to ask at the front desk. We've got a taxidermied fox. You know, great decor for your room. Nothing makes it cozy like some dead animals, like another one here. But at least we got a nice fireplace going, so you know we can keep warm, sit in a cozy chair, read a book. Do we unpack our luggage? My luggage. I won't unpack in case I find myself needing a hasty retreat. Okay, well, that's fine. Don't unpack. I mean, I never unpack in hotels. I'm like, I'm not sure who stays long enough to be unpacking everything into a wardrobe. Nothing in the wardrobe. Okay, well, I guess I'm trapped in my room with nothing else to do but go to bed. Unless we just, like, sneak in here and see if anyone sneaks into our room trying to kill us or something. I assume maybe not yet, maybe later. Okay, well, time for bed. Freshly dressed with good quality sheets. I should rest. Sleep, not yet. Well, there isn't anything else to do, and we can't leave, and I assume there's nothing in the room really to find, right? Because this is not one of the rooms that she could have stayed in, so let's go to sleep. Oh, we're having some spooky dreams. With a giant moose head, bed surrounded by red candles, angel statues, giant spooky corridors, and some pretty loud pounding noises. Ooh. Some symbol appears. Do I have to connect the dots? I'm doing magic! I'm summoning evil spirits. Okay. We go into another corridor. Oh, those are our footsteps, the very loud noises. Ooh, spooky hands on the windows. Appearing as we walk by. They need to clean this place better. Another symbols. Do we have to like draw on it without crossing the same point twice? Yeah, so we can't go somewhere we've already been. We have to work out how to draw this shape without going over the same line. Okay, well, what is going on? Is it like normal for this guy? You know, he has weird dreams? Or is this spooky dreams we're having in this place? Okay, we've got a crow, an obelisk, some spooky turnips. Okay, so what are we gonna be drawing? Nope, that does not work. Go through here, yeah, then we can fill all of it in. And this symbol appears. What does it all mean? Am I being possessed by demons? And it's 8 AM the next day.
Oh, my head. I don't feel rested at all. What was that dream? So vivid.
Okay, so that's not normal for him.
Despite my tiredness, I've woken with a new eagerness to attend this evening's séance.
Ooh, it's drawing us in.
Given I only learned about the event last night, I find that odd.
And something had crashed. So there was a bunch of stuff added to our records about those sigils we have solved. Okay, it dissolved things, so they're somehow part of this investigation. Oh, okay, so now that we're on to next day, it has actually filled in our mysteries panel with all the characters, but they're all locked until we meet them. So that's our players for this mystery. And yeah, we're being possessed by demons, and the rituals are definitely spooky and dangerous, and there's already something going on in here. So let me know in the comments how you enjoyed our first night at Blake Manor. I will see you next time for diving deeper into this spooky mystery. Leave a like or subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another adventure.